This news story was written by Amanda Coletta. Trump denigrates Haitians. How will his election affect Haiti? Conditions in Haiti are deteriorating fast. The week began with the country's ruling council firing the prime minister it had appointed not even 7 months earlier. By week's end, police and vigilantes had ambushed a Doctors Without Borders ambulance and executed several of the patients inside. Gangs had emptied out more neighborhoods in the capital, and gunmen had fired on commercial airliners, leading authorities to shut the international airport down for the second time this year. Now comes Donald Trump, who has repeatedly denigrated Haiti and Haitians, bristled at allowing them into the United States and letting them stay, and claimed falsely they were eating family pets in Springfield, Ohio. While Trump has made his opposition to migration from Haiti clear, it's less certain what his election might portend for U.S. aid to the beleaguered Caribbean nation, or continued support for the UN-backed, Kenya-led policing mission there to beat back the gangs. The poorly resourced force, set up and funded mostly by the United States, has made little impact. "I don't expect too much from Trump," said Pierre Esperance, director of Haiti's National Human Rights Defense Network. In his first term, Esperance said he didn't really care about Haiti, but analysts said the worsening crisis 800 miles off Florida might be impossible for the U.S. government to disregard, and could prompt conflict between the America First president-elect and cabinet nominees who have signaled openness to a more interventionist approach. "It's a very combustible situation," said Luis G. Moreno, deputy chief of mission at the U.S. Embassy in Haiti from 2001 to 2004. "And I think it may become so big and so terrible that the incoming administration is going to be unable to ignore it." A spokeswoman for the Trump transition did not respond to questions about whether he would back the international mission or the Biden administration effort to transform it into a UN peacekeeping mission. "The American people re-elected President Trump because they trust him to lead our country and restore peace through strength around the world," Caroline Leavitt said in an email. "When he returns to the White House, he will take the necessary action to do just that." Haiti was suffering several crises during Trump's first term. All have worsened. Haiti's last president, Jovenel Moïse, was assassinated in July 2021. The last lawmaker's terms expired last year. The prime minister he appointed before his death stepped down in April. In the absence of a functioning government, the gangs, some of which are associated with politicians or police, have grown in power and influence. Their campaign of kidnapping, sexual violence, and killing has displaced more than 5% of the population. They control an estimated 85% of the capital. Pockets of famine are emerging. The country is led by a transitional government tasked with restoring order, so new elections may be held. But that body, initially backed by the United States, is now embroiled in a corruption scandal. During a campaign stop in Miami's Little Haiti in 2016, Trump promised the Haitians gathered that he would be their biggest champion. But in the years since, he has shown little interest in their plight. "We have hundreds of thousands of people flowing in from Haiti," he told Fox News' Sean Hannity in 2021. "Haiti has a tremendous AIDS problem. It's like a death wish for our country." During this year's campaign, Trump promised that the largest deportation in the history of our country would start with the Haitians in Springfield, who live and work there legally. He pledged to again revoke the temporary protected status that has allowed hundreds of thousands of Haitians to live and work legally in the United States since the devastating 2010 Port-au-Prince earthquake, which killed at least tens of thousands of people. Esperance said mass deportations would further destabilize Haiti, which is ill-equipped to handle the arrivals, and would starve the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere of remittances, which are estimated to make up roughly 20% of gross domestic product. The president-elect is unlikely to face pushback from his cabinet on immigration. Senator Marco Rubio, Republican, Florida, his pick for Secretary of State, opposed revoking Haitians' temporary protected status during Trump's first term, but has since embraced much of his immigration agenda. In March, when Haitian gangs joined to break open prisons and shut down the airport in Port-au-Prince, Representative Michael Waltz, Republican, Florida, the retired Special Forces officer tapped by Trump to be his national security advisor, said he feared an influx of Haitian migrants. Haitians fleeing a country in the grip of deadly gang violence did not have credible asylum claims, he told the WCF TV program Newsnight, because the Haitian government was not persecuting them. Instead, he suggested Haitians were fleeing because of economic hardship. "We don't want Florida's coastline to turn into the southern border of Texas," he said. A key decision awaiting the new administration is whether to continue funding the Kenya-led policing mission. With limited resources, the force has made little progress against the gangs. One of the deadliest gang massacres occurred on its watch. The Biden administration ruled out putting U.S. boots on the ground, but has played a key role in standing up the force and has pumped $300 million into it. Making the force a UN peacekeeping mission would guarantee funding and other resources. Now, it depends on voluntary contributions from UN member states. So far, they have ponied up $85 million, far short of the $600 million Kenya says is needed. Unless it is radically beefed up and given additional manpower, resources, and expertise, Moreno said, it is doomed to failure. Haitian officials have asked for a full peacekeeping mission, but Russia and China have expressed opposition, and it's unclear whether the Biden administration can get UN Security Council approval during the lame duck period. Analysts say Trump, who has accused U.S. allies of freeloading, might see in the mission countries taking advantage of the United States by not paying their fair share. With Trump in the White House and with the Republicans with full control of Congress, it is likely that they could severely cut the funds for the Kenya-led force and ask for other countries to make significant contributions, said Diego Darin, an analyst with the International Crisis Group. Robert Maguire, a lecturer at George Washington University's Elliott School of International Affairs, suspects Trump, who has boasted about keeping the United States out of wars during his first term, will keep Biden's pledge not to deploy U.S. troops. Given Republican reluctance about funding the Kenya-led mission, one suspects that Trump may end up supporting greater UN engagement, he said, especially if it means more burden sharing in terms of who foots the bill. Rubio could play a key role. The son of pre-Castro Cuban immigrants to the United States, he has co-sponsored bills to support Haiti's textile industry and to require the State Department to impose sanctions on Haitians' elites tied to gangs. International interventions in Haiti have had a mixed legacy, he reminded a Foreign Relations subcommittee last year. The last UN peacekeeping mission is remembered for a cholera outbreak that killed nearly 10,000 people, and said he understood why countries might be hesitant to get involved. But I don't want to pretend that I have an answer in my back pocket about how to solve this problem, Rubio said. This is a really difficult Rubik's Cube to line up. Writing in the Miami Herald in 2022, he said the United States should be open to a renewed UN peacekeeping mission. He expressed support for the Kenyan-led force in Real Clear World in April. Waltz told Newsnight that in the short term, international intervention is going to have to be the answer. The question is whether the president-elect agrees. Kenyan President William Ruto discussed the security mission in Haiti with Trump during a phone call after the election, according to Korir Singh-Owe, Kenya's principal secretary for foreign affairs. Ruto told Trump that supporting the force was in his interest. The argument that was made was that this actually aligns with President Trump's focus, to the extent that stabilization helps stave migration, especially unlawful migration, Singh-Owe told the Washington Post. Trump, he said, appeared appreciative of the argument. The next phase of the mission, he said, will focus on surging the number of Kenyan officers to Haiti to intensify security within a larger geography. But to do that, he said, the question of resources begins to bear very, very strongly. The issue is not about the U.S. alone, Godfrey Otung, the Kenya-led mission's commander, told the Post. The most important thing is that the Haitian people get their security, and that's our focus whichever way that goes. Haiti analysts say U.S. foreign policy on the country has long been a failure. The Trump administration prioritized elites over civil society leaders, Maguire said, an approach Biden continued. The Biden administration mouthed its support for Haitian solutions and then constantly put its thumb on the scale, Maguire said. Haitians hated that. Actually listening to Haitians and then acting accordingly could bring some trust to the table and lead to more favorable outcomes. Rail Ombor in Nairobi